Welcome back to another Titan Vans tour. Behind me here is the Kronos 144. It's one of the 8 models that we offer here at Titan Vans, and this build is specifically designed for either a couple or a single person that really wants a comfortable and homey kitchen layout design. This also comes standard with a fixed king-size bed, so you don't have to set up or take it down in between uses, and has lots of functional storage, including a fully partitioned garage. So, without further ado, let's check it out. Similar to all of our builds, you still get the option to add additional upgrades and customize your build to make sure it works for you. This client opted for our running board package, our Fiamma awning, as well as our slider door bug net. Now these are available on all of our builds, so you can check those out, and we have pricing listed on our website. Let's jump around to the back of the van and I'll show you one of the additional features that this client chose that I think really sets this van apart. So here on the back of the van, we added our dual cargo box. Now this utilizes the Alvan Sherpa mounted here on the driver's side, and then we mounted 2 separate cargo boxes. These are the fold down style, so they make a nice little platform for working when you're pulling things in and out, as well as to keep things nice and organized and separated by having the 2 cargo boxes. We also offer this as a single cargo box, or even their B2 option from Alvan, which includes a bike rack that allows you to have bikes up high and mounted with their wheels on. That's only available on the passenger side. These are great options for your backdoor carrying to increase your cargo capacity and give you storage for all those kind of messy items, muddy boots or gear, carrying firewood or even extra fuel. Just want to point out a couple of our standard features that are available on almost all of our builds. Here on the back corner of the van, we have our shore power plug. This is going to allow you to not only charge your batteries, but also be able to run your 120 volt appliances directly off of this power. This uses a standard 120 volt plug-in, no fancy adapters needed, and keeps it nice and clean on the outside of the van. And then right beside it here, we have our exterior outlet. This is going to allow you to run appliances outside the van. It does require the inverter being on, but you can plug in your lights, cell phones, or blender, whatever you got going on if you're hanging out outside the van and hosting. The last one that I want to show is up here by the passenger door. This is our exterior light, and this has a switch right here on the entrance of the slider door. This gives some really nice ambient lighting when you're hanging out outside, or just gives you that visibility for when you're entering and exiting the vehicle. All of these features, again, come standard with almost all of our builds, though the location might change slightly, especially for the shore power and the exterior outlet. Also, a couple of things worth pointing out are the windows that are included on the Kronos 144. We have a fixed glass window on the slider door, an operable window directly behind the driver's seat above the galley in this design, and we have 2 windows above the bed that are awning style windows, so they shed the rain really well but give you great ventilation and lighting up in the bed area. So I mentioned the bug net earlier, but these really are great to expand that living space and make sure you can have the door open and still not be having bugs coming in and out. But when they're not in use, you can go ahead and unzip the sides here and roll the entire assembly up. So that way during the winter time, or even if you're just not using it, it does make it a little bit easier to get in and out. There is a magnetic strip on the side, so you don't have to roll this up just to get in and out of the vehicle. But this will stow right up here across the top. Snap the clips and get this tucked up out of the way. So now with that out of the way, we get a nice view of the inside of the van. This is the Kronos 144. Kronos is really designed, again, for those couples or individuals, and has this really nice kitchen layout. Lots of functional storage, a really large fridge, galley set up here, and tons of storage along the side to make it really nice flow for when you're cooking, hanging out, or just lounging around. The marine table here is one of our upgrade options. It stows right alongside the galley when not in use, but when it's set up like this, it gives you some additional countertop space, as well as the eating area for the 2 front seats. Now this van came standard with the swivel seat options, but you can get it even if your van does not have swivels. We can install them after the fact. So we'll go through the galley here. I want to show you guys all the storage and some of the different functionality. So we'll jump on in and start diving in, showing you guys all of the unique features about the Kronos 144. I'm going to break down this table here just so we can get a little bit more space inside to show you this layout. But really easy, slotted along the side of the galley here. We have a knob right here that will lock it down, and then simply grab the leg, sometimes a little wiggling to get it out, and you can slip it right into the holders here. All right, table's all broken down, kind of frees up our space here so I can show you this galley layout. We have underneath the sink access to some of your plumbing as well as some storage. This is an adjustable shelf here, so we do have pins along the side. You can adjust that or fully remove it if you need more access underneath. Utilizing all Blum soft close hinges and marine latches, so everything secures nice and tight, no rattling when you're going down the road. We have here our drawer 130 fridge. This is the stainless steel drawer model. Has a nice freezer built in and some additional storage down below, but really ergonomical to use, looking down on everything, so you don't have to like crouch down to find what you're looking for. Pull out all the trays, look for your food, and then just slide it right back. It does have some nice integrated lighting in there as well, so during that nighttime use, or even if you got low lights going on inside, you can have some nice illumination inside the fridge. On the partition here, this is our bed partition. We have a ton of storage in all of our drawers here. Again, all soft close hardware. Notice we'll use bamboo dovetail joinery here, undermount drawer slides, all by Blum, everything utilizing the marine latches, but just lots of functional storage. Really comfortable to use. This is an empty storage cabinet up above here. And then down below, we actually have our toilet. So the slide out toilet, this is mounted on 500-pound drawer slides. Makes it usable while in place. You can pull it out if you like, but we designed this to be used on the drawers. You can flip the lid, use it. When you're finished, slide it back underneath and lock the latch. Really nice to have that option there. Have it stored nice and easily and cleanly so you don't see it. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but integrates really well into this build. On our cooktop and countertop area up here, we have the Induction Cooktop. So this is right above our fridge, nice and low profile unit. We flush mount it into the countertop, so you still can use it as part of your countertop area when it's not in use. These use magnets to heat up the pan, so you do need an induction pan set. And the magnets will actually heat up the pan itself so the surface does not get hot. It's actually the pan itself that is creating the heat. And as soon as you're done, pull the pan off, and this will be cool in just a matter of a few minutes. And so you don't have that safety issue with having a hot surface, nor will it turn on unless there is a pan there, because the surface is not, there's no actual heating element. When you turn this on, it will not heat up at all unless there's actually a pan on there. It'll actually kick an error code, and you just turn it off, turn it back on to get it going again. But these simple little units do a great job, very safe, very power efficient to produce that cooking energy that you need. Right beside it here, we have a full-size sink. We don't mess around with these little small sinks. So this is 16 inches by 14 inches, 9 inches deep. It's going to be much more similar to your standard sink that you have at home. And we use a full Kronos stainless steel faucet. Has the pull down with a sprayer and stream mode, and your mixer valve here. So again, we like to use those higher end home appliances or marine appliances where it makes sense to really give it a homey and comfortable feel, so you're not messing around with little flip up lids and tiny little sprayers. Having one of these makes life a lot easier when you go to clean up after cooking. You'll notice behind the galley too that we have our operable window. You still have access to all the knobs. This will allow you to get ventilation into your van, and nice and convenient right here behind. So if you are cooking, go ahead and open these up, turn your fans on, and get some ventilation going. This unit here, the client decided to add our front fan and replace the rear fan with an air conditioning unit. That's a great option. A lot of people go with that route. Standard on all of our 144 models is a single fan in the rear and no fan up front. And then we have different options where you can do 2 fans, just have the AC in the back, or do the AC and the front fan like this van does. With this layout, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the ability to pull in fresh air and be able to evacuate the interior air as well. It is a push-pull model. It has automatic lift, temperature sensor, all that good stuff built right into it. So one of the nicer models, can be used in the rain. And then in the back, we have our air conditioning unit. That is a 13,500 BTU unit. Does a great job cooling down this space, especially in this design because it has the partition garage area. It's only kind of heating and cooling your living space so that you don't have to spend extra energy cooling off the garage area in those summer months. And this unit actually does have a heating element in it as well, so you can use it as a heater, though we certainly recommend just using the standard Webasto heater that comes with all of our builds. This one was upgraded to the Evo 40 unit, taps right into the gas tank and allows you to produce really nice heat, gets the van nice and cozy, even down into those single and negative digit temperatures. So again, Evo 40 unit has built-in altitude adjustment and double the BTUs of our standard unit for the 144 and similar models. So this thing pumps out the heat, and again with that partitioned area underneath, you're only heating up this living space, so it's going to do a great job in those winter months keeping everything nice and cozy in here. All right, so we're going to talk about the bed here in the back and some of our additional cabinetry, and then we're going to jump underneath the bed and show you the full garage area. So the Kronos has a king-size bed in the back. It is a one-piece mattress. There's no modular aspect to this. It's a complete solid bed platform here and gives you the largest bed that we offer and one of the most comfortable because it is that single mattress design. To get up into the bed, you can use the toilet here as a step up. So we'll use that to make it a little easier to get up into the bed. And once up here, you can see still quite a bit of space. You can sit up in here. Got your nice cubby cabinet over here on the side, store all of your clothing or toiletries, anything you want kind of quick access to in the middle of the night. We do have integrated lighting underneath the cabinets. That's here on the cubby cabinet, as well as our overhead cabinet here on the front. So simple touch buttons, turn off and on, give you that nice lighting for when you're hanging out in bed. Now this design is designed to lay lengthwise. So this is almost 78 inches long and we have 74 inches wide. Typical king size bed is going to be 80 by 80, so not quite there, but almost a king size bed. Lots of space, very comfortable for 2 people or a single person if they like that extra room. Now here in the back we also have the windows, so we can crack these open, awning style windows. We do have magnetic window shades for all of our windows, so you can include those as an option to make sure you get some nice shades for all of your windows. We can crack both of these open back here. And so you can see both of them operate the same way, awning style out. Really great to shed the rain, but still have all that ventilation and that light coming in from the back. Up behind me here, I have USB ports as well as a 120 volt outlet and a light switch for our overhead lights. So here we can turn off the lights. We can also dim by pressing and holding the button. So press and hold, and we'll see the lights slowly dim down. And then if we release and press again, they'll go back brightening. We have 3 switch locations for these overhead lights. One here by the bed, one at the slider door, and then one located up in the dash. So just in case you forget the lights are on, you can turn them off and on right there while you're driving. Or if you need to get up into the back and you need some light, you can turn them on right before you get up. All right, I think that kind of wraps up the inside of the van. We'll talk a little bit about our control panel up here, and then we'll dive in underneath, show you that garage area. The control panel is mounted up here, so you can access it when you're cooking, but you can also get really easy access up here from the bed. So if you need to turn things off and on, you don't have to get up to do so. Up top here, we have our inverter control, so we can kick the inverter off and on from right up top. We can then turn on the individual appliances. So if we're cooking, we can flip the Galley on, turn our water heater on, air conditioner outlet. So if I turn the air conditioner on, heard a little beep here in the back, and then we can go ahead and turn the air conditioning unit on. We can change the settings on here to be into that heat mode, cooling, or just fan mode. In fan mode, it only pulls around 5 amps. When it's actually in its max cooling mode, so I just heard the compressor kick on right there, it's going to pull around 85 to 90 amps. So here we can see on our control panel right here, we got about 90 amps coming off of the batteries. This is a 400 amp hour system that's in this. You can upgrade up to a 600 amp hour battery bank. Comes standard, all of our 144 models come standard with a 200 amp hour lithium ion. So this client decided to upgrade an additional 200, but you do have a capacity for an additional battery if you want to go even bigger. On our 170 models, we can go up to a 1,000 amp hour battery bank. So the rough numbers here is about every 100 amp hours of battery capacity will allow you to run this air conditioning unit for 1 hour of time. A little bit more, and then especially depending on where you set the thermostat and where the ambient temperature is at, you'll be able to go a lot further. So if you set the temperature a little bit higher, so it's not kicking on and off as much, you'll be able to get 2 hours out of every 100 amp hours pretty easily. So you can really stretch that, 400 amp hours to 8 to 10 hours of run time. But now we got some really nice cold air blowing out of here. It's got some nice vents so you can close off. It comes out in all 4 directions and then has its main air intake right here in the middle with just this nice little screen that you can pop down to clean if it gets a little dirty. So great units, again, 13,500 BTUs, a lot of cooling power. Does have the integrated heater, though we recommend just using that Webasto. Go ahead and turn it off using the remote. Shut the system down there. And right next to it here, we have our fan remote. So this will allow us to control our fan. The fan also has buttons on it. So this is, again, gives you access from the bed to be able to turn things off and on. But you can, if you're up in the kitchen area, easily turn things off and on without having to use the remote. Down below, we have our Webasto controller, so we can adjust the heat right from bed. We have our tank heater pads. This is going to allow us to turn on the electric heating pads for the gray water tank and the freshwater tank. The gray water tank's mounted up underneath the vehicle. It's a 9-gallon gray water tank. Sink drains right into it, and it's got a big 4-inch gate valve that allows you to drain it. It has an integrated heating pad that you can enable to turn on here, but it also has a built-in thermostat. So even if you turn this switch on, it won't actually begin heating the tank until the temperature drops below 40 degrees. And then the second button here is for the water pump. I talked about this battery monitor a minute ago, but this allows you to see your voltage, how much current you have coming in and out of the battery, as well as the temperature of the battery, and power, either consumption or charging. So nice to have this right here. You can Bluetooth into this battery monitor. And there's a couple other components underneath that you can Bluetooth into to get some more data or diagnose if something is going wrong. These systems have been very, very reliable for us. We've had very few issues with our new 3.0 electrical system. It's really quite dialed, but things do happen. Components can fail, things wear out. So having that diagnostic capability is really handy and makes it really easy for end users to figure out what's going on quickly so we can get it resolved. All right, that pretty much wraps up inside the van here. Let's dive underneath and check out the garage. All right, for the garage, swing these doors open. Underneath here, we have our water tank side. So this uses our over-the-wheel well tank, so you get about 22-gallon capacity. Comes standard with an electric 4-gallon water heater, and that's in the back, as well as the water pump. We have a nice access panel right here that allows you to get access to all of your fittings, so you don't have to pull any screws or anything to get access to your plumbing compartment. And on the back right here, we have our water fill. We have our water pump switch. We have a exterior spray down, and you do have temperature control right here and pressure control, so you can adjust and use that hot water. And we have our master control valve, which allows you to turn the water system off, on, or to drain the tank, all with that simple knob. On the passenger side here, we've flip-flopped our electrical system, so we still have our batteries down below, but for this design, we wanted to make sure you had lots of access to your storage. So we moved all the electrical components up front, still have really nice, easy access and good ventilation for all the electrical components. But we moved these cubbies back here so you don't have to crawl underneath the bed to get access to it. And our batteries are located back here. So this has the two 200 amp hour Victron lithium ion batteries, but there is space in here for 3. So it's a really easy upgrade option if you ever want to come back in the future to add those batteries back on. And this is an option as well for most of our designs. This is a slightly smaller unit for the Kronos because of the width of the wheel well cabinets here. But this slide out tray system integrates right into our L-track. So just a couple of star knobs here to get the unit in and out. These are 500-pound drawer slides, and you can fit a mountain or road bike. You can get 2 bikes into this tray, and a simple release mechanism to slide the entire assembly out. And we've integrated our L-track into both the rear and the front, so you can actually mount your bike fork mount adapters right onto the track, or use some of these D-rings to strap cargo down, just to make it really easy to unload and offload all of your equipment. You also notice on the side, on both sides of the tray, we have these little slots so you can feed straps through and be able to strap your cargo down from all sides as well. So a nice little feature just built right into the cabinetry there. Now these trays are really slick because they do lock in the extended position as well. So if you're parked on a hill or facing down a little bit, it's not going to slam shut on you. You do have to hit the release mechanism again to slide this shut. And once it's in, firmly in place, takes just 2 people 2 minutes to take this in and out, loosen the knobs, grab it, lift it out of there, and you can have all that cargo space back if you like. But I think the tray is a great addition, especially for the Kronos design, the fixed bed platform, so you don't have to crawl in underneath to get access to your gear. On top of this cabinet though, you still can put some of those kind of less used items, stuff them back in the corner back there. We've mounted the Awning Crank right there along the wall. This could be mounted in a couple of different locations if you wanted to free up that space. But all in all, a really nice, ergonomical garage area for all of your gear. Don't have to take the bed up and down. Don't have to worry about things getting in the way with this partition design. And that's what makes the Kronos such a game changer and a nice layout for those who are traveling solo or just a couple that want that nice homey layout and a nice separate area to keep all their gear. If you want more details on this build or our other builds, including pricing, specs on the build, or our additional upgrade options, check us out at titanvans.com. Also remember to hit that like and subscribe button on this YouTube video. That way you'll be sure to get notifications about all of our new builds coming out and new videos that we're releasing all the time. All right, until next time, we'll see you on the road.